Bo Nix at 12. Now, we mentioned before, Sean Payton had wanted Nix, it seems like, this entire time from the deal with the truce with the Vikings and the Raiders. He's been compared to Drew Brees multiple times.
Yeah, but you know why?
Yeah. He's been compared to Drew Brees multiple times. I personally, this absolutely screamed desperation. I think all the teams that went quarterback really, or the Vikings and Broncos, Raiders too, all desperate teams for a quarterback. That's why you saw 6 QBs go in the top 12. There, a lot of teams needed someone. They needed something to rely on for next season or to hope for. This one, though, to me, really felt like, okay, the Broncos are completely overdrafting a guy who was very, very good in college, but really no top-tier athleticism from Bo Nix, no traits that made you go, wow, this guy's special. And there weren't a lot of games to me either that jumped out where I sat back and went, oh, Bo Nix is like a future star. What are you laughing at?
You know, Zach wants to go home.
What's your deal, Zach?
I didn't do anything. I've been leaning over.
I see Zach just
only
to Bo Nix. But then, for real though,
I don't know. I worry you're being a little bit. So, like, I agree that Bo Nix in a lot of circumstances may not be that guy. But if you're talking player to team and scheme fit, this is as good a situation as Bo Nix could have asked for, because as much as people are ragging on him, and I ultimately think he went too early, I've got some problems with it. This is as good a fit as you're going to get. What does Sean Payton want? Sean Payton wants a guy who's not particularly athletic, but can move when he needs to, who's accurate, who operates the system and takes care of the ball. And then you just design things around him to keep it going. And those kinds of players can be really successful. Right? They aren't necessarily the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but those are guys who can consistently, you can win with them. You can win through them and do pretty well. And if you're talking about that, Bo Nix is absolutely the chance to be that guy in Denver. Now you worry about what we saw at Auburn and why he suddenly got so much better when he entered a QB-friendly system in Oregon. But he's entering a QB-friendly system in the NFL too. Right, so, Bo Nix.
Ziggy, let me ask you: if you were the Broncos in this situation, 5 quarterbacks are off the board now. If you don't take Bo here and you trade back, even if you trade back, 5 picks, you might lose him. I mean,
yeah. So I think here's the thing to look at. Right, everyone in the NFL this year, it seems, came to the same conclusion, which is that there are 6 quarterbacks worth drafting, and then an absolutely massive cliff.
Yes.
And I mean, we saw it was the biggest gap between quarterbacks taken in NFL draft history. Is 137 picks between Bo Nix and Rattler.
Yeah.
So if you don't get Bo Nix, you are going to have to wait until the 5th round to get your quarterback.
And you probably don't even believe in him.
Yeah, no, it's you. That's if they think that Rattler could be that guy, or maybe they try the Joe Milton experience. Like, who knows? But so I understand why they did this. Right? And again, like, if you complain that he benefited in a short pass, fast throw offense, that's what he's going to get in the NFL. So the hope is, and I can see why the Broncos think this, even if it's not my favorite pick, their hope is that he's just going to be able to continue that college momentum. And I mean, look, as much as you want to rag the guy, he threw for 45 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
No,
that's ridiculous.
He was great.
Bo Nix was awesome. I do feel that he was in a very, 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 very good situation for himself at Oregon.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Like he's playing against these slow Pac-12 corners. Oregon's offense has these track star, speedy receivers. They're wide open in the middle of the field 24/7. You go watch Bo Nix's highlights. Every single one of these passes, he has a receiver wide open middle of the field. Just go watch him. I've watched them. There's a speedy receiver wide open middle of the field taking on a slant and goes for 100 yards. I mean, who does Denver have? Cortland Sutton?
Yeah, no, the Denver situation. I mean, you have Sean Payton. That's what you really have in Denver.
Look, Bo Nix is a good quarterback. I think his ceiling is very low.
I think I agree with you in terms of how it'll actually work out. I don't think Bo Nix is going to work out, but I actually think it was a good move for Denver, even because I can be wrong. I've been wrong before on prospects. I'm usually wrong.
You're always wrong.
I'm always wrong. So
I'm always right.
So even though Bo Nix, I'm not expecting him to succeed in Denver. If I'm a Broncos fan, I am not. Like, if we're rolling into the season with Zach Wilson, Jarrett Stidham, or Ben DiNucci, I mean, I'm not even turning on the TV next season. It is, you know, it's going to be a disaster. So I was okay going Bo Nix because this gives them some sort of hope. Like there's a world where Bo Nix is actually, a solid NFL quarterback, maybe even a very good NFL quarterback, perhaps with Sean Payton. So I'm fine taking that swing because the alternative was literal wasting your time watching Denver Broncos football. And that couldn't be the case. So I actually think it was a good pick. Even though I'm very skeptical that it'll work out, but now I'm watching the game if I'm a Broncos fan.
It's an understandable pick, but it's just funny how the Broncos.
How boring would that game be watching it? My God.
It's just funny how the Broncos are paying another QB $40 million to not be on their team. Now their quarterback battle is Zach Wilson versus Bo Nix going in 2024.
I mean, that's not a battle, right?
That's not even.
Bo Nix is starting day one, and you just hope that he lives up to the NFL ready moniker that a lot of people are hoping.
Could you imagine Sean Payton at training camp if they hadn't gotten a quarterback and he's sitting there just going like, oh, what?
All right, Zach sucks. Jarrett, you want to try it out, Jarrett?
Benny boy.
Ben?
Okay, so
Drew.
So we're okay given the situation with Bo Nix.
That team is so freaking bad.
Okay, we'll close out here. We'll close out today's show by hitting the teams that will get us all our views, which, we have to do it.
I mean, they're the teams we care about the most.
Oh, the teams we care about the most. And they're the teams we care about the most. And actually, I think the most interesting teams possibly in the league right now. Zach, real quick before we do the NFC North, do you want to say anything about the Dolphins? Like, is there anything about what we just said that you had wanted to chime in? We haven't heard
anything.
Haven't heard from Zach since his
anything you want
claim earlier.
No, absolutely not.
That's
Actually, we have people commenting in the comment section saying we want more from the guy behind the scenes. Zach walks in here,
but that's a perfect Zach part of the show. That's just amazing.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
I don't blame him. Right, this Dolphins team got so much worse. They added basically nothing in the draft. They have zero cap space for the next 3 years. They owe Tua $10 trillion. No, like last year was their year, and they lost in the first round.
He wants to get you going.
I don't even know I know who we picked, but we picked some guy named Chop
Robinson.
Oh, wait, Chop Robinson could have been Packers legend.
Could have been. I love how Zach comes in here. He's like, someone in the comment section today, he's gassing me up. And I was like, actually, he was. Someone's like, we need to hear more from the guy behind the camera.
Some guy named Chop.
We throw him his bone, and he's
you know why he's called Chop, right?
Yeah, he was pork chop when he was younger.
Yeah, because he was really big, but then he got shortened to Chop.
But then when because
he's not that, because now it's funny because now he's incredibly undersized.
Yeah, like then when he lost his weight, they stopped calling him. They took the pork off and just became Chop.
That's awesome.